Guess what? Those royal rumbles continue over the other side of the pond. Prince Harry could now be at risk of becoming a political pawn and is reportedly being urged to reveal his US visa entry form after admitting to being a naughty boy in his memoirs. Meanwhile, naughty boy, the actors who played Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein in the latest Royal Netflix film The Scoop have been spotted filming in New York City. And check this, Meghan Markle. She wants to run for president. Those rumours have resurfaced after it was revealed that she recently paid Michelle Obama's ex-publicist a tidy $100,000. Joining me to discuss this are three fantastic royal experts. Royal editor Robert Jobson is in Essex. Lucky man. Piers Morgan's in LA. I'm in Ealing. Former BBC royal correspondent Michael Cole is in Suffolk. Lovely. Piers is in LA. I'm in Ealing. And royal commentator Kinsey Schofield is in LA with Piers Morgan. Is that right?
I'd rather be with you. I'd rather be with you.
I love you. Let's start with Prince Harry, please. And let's start with you, Robert Jobson. If he's lied on his US application, is there a situation where you could see the Prince of Shydom being deported, for God's sake?
Well, Jeremy, if it was you or I, we would be, wouldn't we? The reality is, if he's lied on his forms, that'll be a legal issue. And I think any other human being would have a problem with this. But my feeling is it'll be brushed under the carpet, he'll get away with it.
What do you make of it, Michael Cole?
You know something? If you've had the misfortune to have to read Spare, his book, it's absolutely replete. It's packed with references to smoking weed, drug taking hallucinatory drugs. He's admitted taking cocaine. Now, let me just say, this is very serious. This is a felony. If the Metropolitan Police was any longer doing its job, it would be quite entitled to interview him while he was here to say, are you still taking drugs? And the fact of the matter is, and Kimberly will be able to confirm this,
Kinsey,
that if you have a conviction for drugs, you are not allowed to go into the United States. And even if you have use of it, they'll look at you very, very dubiously. And the key thing is this: when he applied for his visa, you have to answer that question. Have you taken drugs? Are you were you ever a drug addict? Now, if he ticked the wrong box, if he denied it and yet has admitted it wholesale in his book, he may be in trouble. Getting back into the United States, getting a permanent residence visa, getting a green card to work there. So very, very ill-advised to make these admissions in his book.
Absolutely.
I'm sure
Michael, thank you. Let's bring in Kimberly. Hi, Kimberly. Kimberly Schofield. It's Kinsey, silly man. I'm joking, Michael. What is the truth here? Because he's right, isn't he, Jobbo's right. Anybody else wouldn't be allowed in. How's he got away with this then, Prince Pushy?
Well, I mean, Robert is absolutely right. And let's not forget who Harry and Meghan have gone out of their way to befriend. Very important people in the Democratic Party. They are friends with Jill and Joe Biden. They can pick up the phone and call the press if they want to. They are friends with Hillary Clinton, Stacey Abrams, Kamala Harris. So, I mean, Robert's got a really good point. Harry would get away with something like this because he has strategically placed himself in the get out of jail free card.
Kinsey, I've been waiting all day to ask you this. Meghan Markle has paid $100,000 to Michelle Obama's former PR, and the rumours are rife that one of the most unpopular women in the United Kingdom might consider running for the White House. Now, much as we laugh, Donald Trump managed to make it. So what on earth are the Americans thinking about this?
I mean, I think it'll be a cold day in hell before Meghan Markle is a United States president. And, you know, I would just say to the panel, I don't think Meghan has thick enough skin to run for politics. You don't think that because she would run as a Democrat, you don't think that the Republican Party would have Thomas and Samantha Markle on every mainstream media outlet, you know, conservative media outlet, that they wouldn't look into some of her lies? Did you really have to eat at the $4.99 salad bar? Remember, she wrote Congress and said she would eat at the $4.99 salad bar. When in her blog, The Tig, she talked about the expensive lunches and dance classes Daddy Thomas paid for. I mean, politics, they're really going to look into that stuff.
I think so, Robert. I have a mate who went on a golfing trip to Florida, and they always played early in the morning so they could get back in the evening and watch the reruns of Deal or No Deal, where Meghan Markle, in a very skimpy top, stood on box 23 for 2 years. She'd be slaughtered in a political race, wouldn't she?
Well, I think this is a definite no deal. I mean, I wouldn't rule her out running for the Senate or Congress because, you know, she speaks very well. I've heard her speak, but has she got the inner steel? No, of course she hasn't. The reality is there'll be more tears and more tears at bedtime, and unfortunately she'll get some backing. But I don't think you can run as a Democrat if you've got to print some. You know, you want your children to have royal titles, and you carry a royal title yourself. Not sure that goes with the 76 brigade, does it?
Well, the only thing I'd say quickly, Michael Cole, because we haven't got a lot, Sir Keir Starmer runs the Labour Party and he accepted a knighthood whilst caring about everybody who's got nothing, apparently. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Jeremy, little Shirley Temple, the child star of the 1930s, she became the American ambassador to Ghana. And of course, you've mentioned Ronald Reagan. He was the president of the Actors Screen Guild, and he became governor of California, which is where, of course, Meghan lives. Oh. And we know the rest. I met him twice. He was a terrific guy. I'm not quite so sure about Meghan, but of course, in Hollywood, there are not many roles for plus 40 actresses. And it may fit in with her own view of herself, her amour propre.
Yeah, you know what?
Self-regard.
Michael, you're right. It might fit in with the view of herself. Very quickly, we asked here, we did a poll, you know, could she ever get the keys to the White House? Some great comics going. 89% of you said no. 11% said yes. Many of you found it very humorous, including Billy, who thought he'd make a joke by saying, I thought bloody April Fool's Day was 2 days ago, Jez. Jana wrote, on a more serious note, we've already had one TV personality as president. We don't need another. Matt Finch says she's got the brains, so why not? Matt Finch is from another planet, obviously. John Curry wrote, she would last 5 minutes, is what Kinsey said. She doesn't like public scrutiny. Lily, as far-fetched as it sounds, in this current climate, it's highly probable it could happen. Nothing these two get up to should shock anyone. A nickel joke, which I loved. Prince Harry as the First Lady. A prince in the White House with Princess Archie and Princess Lilibet. That'd go down well. Can I say thank you to all of you? But Kinsey, I have to just say this because I've been following this because I'm a nerd. Donald Trump has left Mar-a-Lago in the jet. He's heading to New York to be arrested. That mugshot tomorrow. We're going to do this tomorrow in more detail, but just 10 seconds. Kinsey, this is an extraordinary day tomorrow in American politics, isn't it?
Welcome, martyr Donald Trump. You just get ready. He's going to milk this for all it's worth, and it's going to be, I mean, I'm bracing. I'm putting my seatbelt on. I'm bracing. It's going to be crazy.
Kinsey, Robert, Michael, thank you very much indeed. And